Hi, everybody. This is Sue, and it is now. I'm not sure what day it is. It's 1:30 in the morning, and I am in the hospital. And I have been not feeling good for the last few months. Um, I'll tell you my story. You don't have to listen to it if you don't want to. Uh, in February, I got to the point that I couldn't eat. I could eat like 2 or 3 bites and then I couldn't eat anymore. And so I would just, if we were at a restaurant or something, I would just give my plate to my sister, and she started telling people that she was my garbage can because she was eating what I couldn't eat. And so I went to the doctor. She put me on ulcer medicine, which helped a lot. I was then able to eat better than it was before. In March, I wasn't feeling any better. In fact, I was starting to feel worse. Then in April, I I had on the same day I had a colonoscopy and gastroscopy. I don't know how it's pronounced. Anyway, what they did was they went down. They had a scope that went down into my stomach and a scope that went up my butt. And they they said, "Oh well, you have diverticulitis, which is basically just holes in your um, diverticulitis is holes in your colon. They haven't perforated or anything, but you have these holes." And then they said I had gastritis, but I didn't have an ulcer. 2 days later, uh, I had a dizzy spell, and I was getting dressed. I was in the bedroom getting dressed, and all of a sudden I had this dizzy spell, and I started walking backwards, and then I fell, and I was alone, and of course I was back in the bedroom, and I had my phone in the living room. I was charging it, so I had to butt walk. Uh, I can't crawl anymore. I'm 76 years old. I don't have knees anymore. Anyway, I had to butt walk into the living room to get my phone, and I called my sister and told her what happened, and I waited for her to get to my house before I called the ambulance, and I spent the day in the emergency room, and then in May on Memorial Sunday, and I don't know what day of the week that was, but it was Memorial Sunday. Um, I was sitting in a chair, and the chair collapsed, and it went flying out behind me, and I fell and I hit my head on the floor, and I had to call the ambulance. My sister was there at that time. My sister was there, and so um, I called the ambulance, and they came and picked me up. And stupid me, I refused transport. They wanted to take me to the emergency room. And I said no. And I didn't feel bad at first. Then this big goose egg came up on the back of my head, right there. And then it went away, and then my neck started to hurt real bad. I mean, excruciating. And I couldn't hold my head up, and it was just getting more and more and more where I was just bent over, and I couldn't even see. I couldn't see. I couldn't read anymore. I so I had already had an appointment with my doctor like 2 or 3 days later. So I thought, well, I'll go see her. Well, then they called me and they said she was going on vacation and they wanted to change my appointment to the end of July. And I told them, no, I've got to see her. And so she has two offices, one in my town, and then she has another one in another town about 20 miles north of where I live. I said, does she have anything available there? And they said, yeah, we can get you in on the 18th. So I waited, and I was just going downhill so fast. And so I went to see her today. Well, I went to see her last week, and she was in a hurry. She had to go do something for a patient, and she was in a hurry, and she didn't want to hear everything that I had talked to her about. So I made another appointment with her, and I went to see her today, and she said, and she told me, she said, this is what you were trying to talk to me about last week. I said, yes. And so they did some blood work, and my hemoglobin had gone down. And she thought that was an emergency. And she went out in the waiting room and got my sister and brought my sister back because I couldn't drive. I couldn't hold my head up. I couldn't hold my head up at all. And she said, get to the hospital, get there now. And Peggy said, well, we're going to eat lunch first. She said, no, you're not. You're going to go to the hospital now, right this minute. And so I spent about 8 hours in the emergency room, and they have admitted me through the emergency room, which is very unusual at this hospital. I don't know about other hospitals, but this hospital, it's very unusual to be admitted through the emergency room. And so I asked the nurse when I got in here how long I was going to be here, and she said at least 2 days, maybe longer. So I am sorry I haven't been making videos, but I honestly have not been feeling good. And she said that, my nurse told me, she said, you're in pretty bad shape. She said, I don't think the doctor is going to be willing to send you home right away. So I'm here for a few days, I guess. So anyway, that's my story. But I thought I'd let you know that I guess I've been sick for a while. So maybe they'll get me built back up and I can start making videos again. I really do miss making the videos. And I appreciate everything. I appreciate you guys a lot. So, um, thank you for watching. And I'm going to try to go to sleep. It's almost 2 a.m. So, I'll talk to you guys later. I'll keep you updated on what's going on. Good night. Bye.